Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel Agla Sem School. This is Ankita and friends, I'm here to discuss all the questions and answers regarding chapter 17 of NCERT science book. Name of this chapter is Forests Are Lifeline. Now all of you can go to the page number 217 of your book. Let's start discussing the solutions of this chapter now. So coming to the question number 1, it says, explain how animals dwelling in the forest help it grow and regenerate. So as we all know that we can find different types of animals in the forest like herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and they are the biggest contributors of food chain. Now we'll discuss how animals dwelling in the forest help it grow and regenerate. So firstly, animals living in the forest helps in the dispersal of seeds from one part to the another part of the forest. Secondly, we can say that the animals' excreta and their dead bodies, when decomposed into soil, act as manure for the plants. And lastly, we can say that the microorganisms convert dead plants and leaves into humus, which is rich in nutrients. Humus in soil provides necessary minerals for plant growth. Now friends, let's move forward to the next question, which is question number 2. It asks us to explain how forests prevent floods. So as we all know that forest acts as a natural absorber of rainwater and allows it to seep with the help of roots of the trees. Hence, when rainwater falls on the leaves of trees and plants, it does not fall directly on the ground. It drips slowly on the forest ground. It does not stagnate. And friends, in this way, forest prevents floods. Now coming to the next question, this question has 3 parts. First part asks, what are decomposers? Answer to this question is, the microorganisms which convert the dead plants and animals to humus are called decomposers. Coming to the second part of the question, which is asking us to name any 2 decomposers. So 2 decomposers are fungi and bacteria. Let's take the third part of the question now. It is asking what decomposers do in the forest. Okay, the answer to this part of the question is, in forest, decomposers recycle and convert the dead matter into humus, which mixes with forest soil and provide necessary nutrients to the plants. So, we can say that decomposers helps in maintaining the necessary nutrient balance in the soil. Next question is, explain the role of forest in maintaining the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Well, as we have studied so far in this chapter, that forest plays a very important role in maintaining the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So whatever is produced in the forest is utilized by different components of the forest, like animals during respiration take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. In this way, friends, forest maintains a good balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Now let's move forward to the next question, which is asking us to explain why there is no waste in a forest. So as we know this very well that forests are the best recycling factories, and all animals, whether herbivores or carnivores, depend ultimately on plants for their food. Like herbivores eat plants and their products, whereas carnivores eat herbivores. Dead remains of the animals and plants are decomposed by microorganisms into humus. Hence, we can say that whatever is produced in the forest is ultimately utilized by different components of the forest, and there is a food chain in every ecosystem. Forests maintain a network of food chains called food web, and hence we cannot find any waste in the forest. So here comes the next question, which says, list 5 products which we get from forest. Okay, so if you have studied the chapter thoroughly, then it's not a tricky question for you. Let's answer this question now. 5 products which we get from forests are fruits, wood, rubber, spices, vegetables. So now moving towards the next question, which asks us to fill in the blanks, and the first statement says, the insects, butterflies, honeybees and birds help flowering plants in dash. So the answer is pollination. Insects, butterflies, honeybees and birds help flowering plants in pollination. And the next line is a forest is a purifier of dash. Answer here will be air and water. A forest is a purifier of air and water. Here the next statement comes which says herbs from the dash layer in the forest. So the answer is lowest. We all know that herbs form the lowest layer in the forest. Next is the decaying leaves and animal droppings in a forest enrich the dash. So the answer here is soil. The decaying leaves and animals droppings in a forest enrich the soil. Now the next question is, why should we worry about the conditions and issues related to forest far from us? Okay friends, so the answer to this question is, we should worry about the conditions and issues related to the forest far from us because number 1, if there are no forests, there would be more floods and more soil erosion. Forests affect the global environment in a great way. For example, reduced forest cover in a particular area leads to global warming which affects the whole earth. Forests act as a habitat for many animals. Deforestation will endanger our life and environment. In absence of trees and plants, animals will not get food and shelter. Forests provide us with a large number of useful products including wood, fruits, medicines. These products would not be available in the absence of trees and plants. So, I hope you all got the answer. Now jumping to the next question which says, explain why there is a need of variety of animals and plants in a forest. And answer to this question is, variety of animals and plants living in forest build a rich biodiversity. Different animals and plants play different roles in the system of a forest. For example, herbivores are needed to eat green plants and to provide food for the carnivores. Similarly, carnivores are needed to eat the herbivores and check the population. This biodiversity makes forest more productive, stable and resilient. If there is no grass, all herbivores would die. If there are no carnivores, herbivores would eat up all the plants and there is a shortage of food. If there are no decomposers, the dead remains of plants and animals would pollute the environment. Due to such biodiversity, balance in nature will be maintained. Okay, now the next question is, here in this figure number 17.15, the artist has forgotten to put the labels and directions on the arrows. Mark the directions on the arrows and label the diagram using the following labels: clouds, rain, atmosphere, carbon dioxide, oxygen, plants, animals, soils, roots and water table. So friends, the first label here is cloud and we can see cloud here in the picture. You can check the same on the left side of the screen. Now coming to the rain, we can see the droplets coming down from the clouds here and they are rain. Next is atmosphere, and we all know atmosphere is the layer of gas that surrounds earth, so it can be found everywhere in the surrounding. Carbon dioxide. So friends, as we have studied that plant takes carbon dioxide and leaves oxygen and vice versa. In case of animals, this deer in the picture is releasing carbon dioxide and this tree is taking the carbon dioxide. So we can say that carbon dioxide can be found anywhere in the air. Same theory will go for the oxygen. This deer is taking oxygen inside and plant is releasing oxygen outside. So we can see plants at the lower part of this image. Now we can see a deer standing here and we know it very clearly, friends, that it is an animal. Next is soil, and we know that soil is the loose upper layer of earth's surface where plants grow. So the brown surface as shown in the left side of the screen is soil. Next is roots, and we have already studied in this chapter that roots is a part of plant that is usually hidden under the ground and it is clearly visible in this picture. So next is water table, And we know that upper level of an underground surface in which the soil or rocks are permanently saturated with water is known as water table. Okay, now let's move forward to the next question, which is, which of the following is not a forest product? Number 1, gum. Number 2, plywood. Number 3, sealing wax. Number 4, kerosene. Okay, it's a tricky one, and the answer to this question will be kerosene, as it is the fossil fuel found beneath the sea due to dead sea plants and animals' decay thousands years back. Now, question number 12 says, which of the following statements is not correct? Number 1, forests protect the soil from erosion. Number 2, plants and animals in a forest are not dependent on one another. Number 3, forests influence the climate and water cycle. Number 4, soil helps forests to grow and regenerate. Plants and animals in a forest are not dependent on one another is not a correct statement here, as we all know that ecosystem will stop working if plants and animals will not cooperate with each other. So, now the last question, which says, microorganisms act upon the dead plants to produce sand, mushrooms, humus, wood. Answer for this question will be humus, as humus is produced by dead and decay of plants and animals by the action of photosynthesis. So friends, this was all for this chapter. Hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, then please don't forget to like this video and also share this video with your friends. If you still have any doubts regarding this chapter, then feel free to ask us in our comment section below, and yes, do not forget to subscribe to our channel for NCERT videos of other chapters and subjects too. Thank you and bye-bye.